this holiday season is going to see the release of 2 brand new consoles.
That's
one
right.
from Microsoft, one from Sony. Only one of the 2 can reign supreme. What we think is going to be the best, coming up next.
Ooh. Oh, cue the music.
It's time for the show. What show, you ask?
Show and tell.
You heard us right, guys, in the
Oh, that's
introductory bumper. 2 new consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Which will be better? The answer may not be so clear-cut.
It's definitely clear cut. It's easy as day. I mean, that's simple.
So what you're saying is we definitely picked the same one this time.
Absolutely. I mean, you're a smart guy. I'm a smart guy.
All right.
Absolutely.
In all seriousness, so this is the only time we have ever done this for show and tell. We made sure we did not pick the same product for the reveal because there's literally only 2 choices. But I knew going into it what Jesse's pick was going to be, just like he knew going into it what my pick was going to be. So before we reveal which one we think will be the superior choice, one quick announcement. We have completely reinvented the Adventurers Guild Patreon.
Ooh.
We have slashed the price
Woo!
of the tiers to $1 and $3 because we realized we were dumb. So, the $1 tier has awesome perks like
You also know times are hard, so, you know.
Discord access, behind-the-scenes videos, monthly game nights, and the $3 tier includes producer credits. So, we would like to say thank you very much to the following Guild heroes for making this episode possible. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
All right, here we go.
So weird that you can just pull things out of the air like that.
I know, it's magic. It's
I know.
magic.
It's fantastic.
So, the question is, which of the 2 consoles should you pick? Which will be the clear-cut better option? Now, notice, we're not saying which will sell better, because I would be remiss to admit that the PlayStation will be the best-selling console this generation, more than likely.
Ooh.
So I'm not basing my vote necessarily on what will sell the best, but history has told us that the PlayStation typically sells better. You know, the 360 was the champion of that generation,
For that round.
but you know that was more of an oddity than the rule. So
There was so many things going for its favor, too. That early release really got that, top over it.
this is true. All right, here we go. Ready? The best pick for you this holiday between the 2 is the Xbox Series X.
Obviously, the PlayStation 5.
Yes, it's no surprise to anyone who's been following this channel that my pick would have been the Xbox and Jesse's clearly would have been the PlayStation.
I love my PlayStation.
Now, we are going to attack this from hopefully a non-fanboy perspective. So I have no skin in the game, obviously, because, I'm not making any money off of these consoles selling millions of copies or whatever. But, I am a huge Nintendo fan. I also own Xboxes. I also own PlayStations. I've owned every console pretty much. So, if I were to put myself in a fanboy camp, it would be Nintendo. So I think that I can give a good rationale as to why I think the Xbox is the better choice. So, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, man. You seem excited this time.
Okay, so Microsoft has said many times going into this, and this is a little bit of hyperbole, but they have said that they don't care if you buy the Xbox Series X. Now, obviously, they don't really mean that, but it's more of an idea or a concept than the fact of you necessarily buying that console. So Xbox knows that they're not going to sell the most consoles. That's pretty much a given. They care more now about the service aspect, the platform aspect of it. They want you to be an Xbox gamer. It doesn't necessarily mean they want you to play on the Xbox Series X. And with that, I think they're really attacking something in a very intelligent way. So hear me out. They just want you to play games on a Microsoft platform, okay? Xbox, the Azure cloud, Xbox Live, okay? So, sure, millions of people are going to buy the Xbox Series X. It's going to be their flagship piece of hardware, their flagship product.
The refrigerator.
They've already said that for the next several years at minimum, any game that's first party released that comes out for the Xbox Series X is also going to work on the Xbox One. Also, any first party game that they release is also going to play, or is automatically going to come out same day for the PC through the Microsoft Store. A lot of games from Microsoft now, not all by a large margin, but some are also now coming out on the Switch. Minecraft Dungeons comes to mind, or Minecraft in general.
Super Lucky Tales.
Super Lucky Tale. They're available on the Switch and the Xbox. So, but when you play them, like when I play Minecraft Dungeons on the Switch, I connect to Xbox Live. Think about that for a second. I'm playing Minecraft Dungeons on Xbox Live on my Switch, which is made by Nintendo. Talk about brain melting.
You also, what is it for Minecraft? You play on that Microsoft account?
Yes,
So it's
exactly.
mind-boggling.
So, they just want you to be part of their product line. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to use the flagship piece of hardware. Now, I would like to point out that flagship piece of hardware is, on paper, far and away the better option compared to the PlayStation 4. Let's look at some of the tech specs. So this is boring to a lot of people, but yet a lot of people seem to really care about this. So the Xbox Series X, 12 teraflops. The PlayStation 5, 10.3 teraflops. Memory throughput, we're talking 560 gigabits a second, or gigabytes a second, I apologize, compared to the PlayStation 5's 448. So the memory throughput, the memory bandwidth, is significantly higher on the Xbox. They have promised 4K gaming at a rock solid 60 FPS with, a lot of games supporting 120 FPS. Sony hasn't necessarily come out and said that they're guaranteeing certain frame rates and certain resolutions, although they are a 4K console, of course, as well. So from a hardware perspective, the Xbox is the better choice. From a sheer choice of options, the Xbox is the better choice because you can play on your PC if you want. Cross-platform with your Xbox. You can play with your friends on other platform. Some games you can play it on your Switch. And, bar none, the best deal in gaming, without question, the nail in the proverbial coffin, so to speak, to the PlayStation 5, is the premier gaming service, Xbox Game Pass. My goodness, what a deal that is. $10 a month, you get access to hundreds upon hundreds of games. Top tier AAA titles. Granted, not all of them are, but AAA titles. You tell me, think about this. It wasn't that many years ago when any new game you wanted to play was $60. And for the most part, actually, that's really still the case. But think about this. The new Halo that's coming out. If you subscribe to Microsoft Game Pass, if you subscribe to Game Pass, the day the new Halo comes out, you can play it. When a new Gears game comes out, the day it comes out, you can play it. You don't have to pay extra because you're already subscribing to a service that you're playing hundreds of other games on. And this is nothing new. Game Pass has been out for a couple of years now, so everybody pretty much knows what it is. But a brand new platform, you're going to be able to play Xbox Game Pass on. You can't beat that. It's unbelievable the financial benefit you get from that. It's unreal. And that is why I think the Xbox is the only choice, really. By the way, I will get both on launch day. But the Xbox, that's it, man. That's the baby.
So like Steve said earlier, we're both huge Nintendo fans. That's actually how we met. Love for Nintendo.
This is true.
But when it comes to our secondary console, like Steve, I own an Xbox, I own a PlayStation, I own a Switch. But my secondary console is always going to be my PS4. And with that being said, the next logical step would be the PS5. Now, Steve got fancy with all that mumbo jumbo and specs. I'm not going to get all fancy with those specs. Yeah, the PlayStation 5's got some great specs. It's got great processing. They're talking about developers already talking about they're going to have huge open worlds because how fast the game or system can process, and the load times are going to be almost non-existent, which is exciting. I'm sure the Xbox One X or whatever it's called.
Series X, come on, they have logical naming processes.
The refrigerator, whatever it is, has the same thing. So that's all neat.
Don't get me started on the look of it, okay? Literally, the PlayStation 5 is a popped collar tough guy. When you're in high school and you see the cool kids with their collars popped walking down the hallway, the ones that slam you into the lockers, that's what the PlayStation 5 looks like. Look at it from the front. It's got a popped collar. Or it looks like a PlayStation 2 with a white binder around it.
Steve.
I'm sorry, continue.
We're in our 30s. Nobody has those bullies anymore. They've changed. Okay.
They probably still have popped collars.
Back to what I was saying. So I'm going to go with something very simple and something very logical. It is a gaming system. And what system has debuted games already on it? It's PlayStation 5. Steve talks about this next Gears of War, this next Halo. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, should we refilm this in a week when they release their games that are coming out? They just bought or started like 11 game studios. They're going to have tons of first-party content.
We already got announced Spider-Man Miles Morales. Which
that does look good.
Incredible. Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Oh,
AKA,
chills.
AKA, second-rate Breath of the Wild. Continue.
I'm not going to argue with you on that one. We have Grand Theft Auto 5 again. But that's not the point. We're not going to go with that one.
Yeah, but all of those cross-platform, whoop-de-doo, that's going to come to the Xbox
I agree. But with that being said, look at the system Capcom decided to debut Resident Evil 8 on. Was it the Xbox? No, it wasn't.
But it's still going to come to it.
Nonetheless, they chose the superior system. And when you want to talk about looks, you got a refrigerator with looks like gelatin on top, I think, whatever. Okay? Or you have a white, nice, alien-looking finish. All right? But let's talk about everything else. Let's talk about convenience, because that's very important, too. I'm a man that likes my systems looking a certain way. I don't stand up my systems. Now, can you lay the Xbox One X series around?
Yes, actually, you can.
You can lay it on its side?
You can, yes.
And it
they've
still
already,
looks
they've
like
already announced that.
a tiny little cube.
It looks like
It looks like a what?
It looks like a knocked over refrigerator.
Yeah, it looks like a knocked over. My baby looks nice on the side. It looks nice standing up.
It doesn't look nice.
It's a beautiful.
You lay that PlayStation 5 on the side and try to put a disc in. It's ridiculous. The disc tray is in a terrible spot. Or not tray, but the slot, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't do disc trays anymore.
It looks ludicrously out of place. It looks like the PlayStation 5 looks like it's 1979 when this first Star Wars is coming out, and George Lucas is like, let's look back at the Buck Rogers sci-fi adventures, and let's base a console off of that futuristic spaceship design. Nobody likes that stuff anymore.
The Xbox
People like
One X looks like if somebody breaks in your house, you go, honey, grab the Xbox. Boom, beat him to death with it. That's all that says.
Have you looked at the size comparison? The PS5 is a monstrosity. The Xbox Series X is like half the size of it.
First off, have you seen the fans on my PS5? It looks beautiful, man.
It's going to sound like a jet engine. Dude,
I like my jet engine.
Cerny dude or whatever, the lead architect of Sony. I mean, I love Sony products, but there has never been a PlayStation that has come out that does not sound like it's about to take off like a helicopter. They are so damn loud.
It's true.
So loud.
With this all being said, the specs are just too close to compare to say one's better than the other.
I mean, we're Switch gamers, so who cares? We don't care about. We really
don't
don't
care. I literally looked up the specs for this video. My whole big thing has always been gaming. That's why me and Steve are such a big fan of the Nintendo, because they've always just focused on gameplay. And I've always just preferred PlayStation off of their exclusives. Like, I do love Xbox. I bought an Xbox One for Gears 5 and Halo. I enjoyed them, but that's it. It's just they never have enough exclusives. I've always thought the Xbox the bro system, because it's what it is. Let's play a game, bro. That's what it is. But for gaming, elite, sitting down and enjoying ourselves, it's always going to be PlayStation. And that interface on the Xbox One, makes me sick.
Let's vote. We could argue this all day.
Be good.
Okay. I'm not even going to get started on the fact about the Xbox One was the only console from the generation that could look into the future and see what was coming. They wanted to go all digital. They wanted to be discless originally. They wanted games as a service. Everybody,
Don't forget about True 4K.
all the gamers all hated it. Oh, I need a disc. All digital is so dumb. Blah 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 blah. Well, look at this. Flash forward to 2020, 7 years later. There's a version of the PlayStation 5 with no disc. They want you to go all digital. They have their own games as a service product. It sucks compared to Game Pass.
Oh, I'll
but
give you that
They
one.
still have it.
You're 100% right on that.
7 years ago, Microsoft could see into the future. So, it is what it is.
Could they see in the future of sales? Because the PlayStation 4...
That was a good point. That was a good point. Let's vote. Okay, so I will go first, seeing as how I went first in the whatever. My pick, still, you have not convinced me. The Xbox Series X, not to be confused with the Xbox One X, will be the best option for gamers in the year 2020 and beyond. Besides the Switch.
My pick will be the PlayStation 5, as you call it, the pop collar, the taco, the Wi-Fi router, whatever you want to call it. PlayStation 5, and that's just for gaming. So this holiday...
So is the Xbox just for gaming. They've given up on that whole, this is the center of your living room device.
Bro, let's play some Xbox, bro. That's all. It's a bro system, man.
When we hit stop on this recording, I'm going to headbutt you so hard. You're going to go
I'm not
through
a
the
bro
wall.
anymore. I'm too old for that, Steve. I used to be a bro. That's when I had a 360. Then I became a man, and I bought a PlayStation. My pick is the PlayStation.
All right. Sound off down in the comments down below what you think is going to be the better choice of the two products. The Xbox One X, Series X, Jesus. The Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 2 where they flipped the number around backwards and made the PlayStation 5 logo.
They made some poor choices.
Sound off in the comments down below. For the Adventurers Guild, this has been Show and Tell. I'm Steve.
Still Jesse.
Thank you once again to our Patreons. And check it out. $1, $3, giddy up. We will catch you next time.
Ooh.